Greetings, fellow time travelers. Oops, I forgot to turn the interface on before I started. Oops. I usually try to do that. Let's try this again. Greetings, fellow time travelers. Welcome back to the Prologue world, to episode 49 now of the Prologue world. We're getting far, almost to 50. It's almost been 150 days, almost halfway through the second 100. I have a suspicion that it might basically take the remainder of the basically will take me the full 100 days just to complete this build. I hope not. I hope I'll have like at least a few days at the end to like add finishing to, I don't know, to figure out what to do next. I might have to just keep playing in this world to day 300 just to feel like I'm getting somewhere with it, because this is still just the earliest of phases in terms of gameplay for Minecraft. But yeah, this is how long things take. Everything in Minecraft takes forever, even a moderately sized build. Like, this isn't a huge build. It's going to be a fairly modestly sized building. It's not a big building by Minecraft standards. I mean, people build freaking castles and shit. I'm over here to get some wool. I wanted some wool because I want to make a painting, because today's episode is going to be a little bit more about art, about what I consider to be good art, about what constitutes good art, and also I wanted to maybe I should make 2 paintings, because there's a couple of spots where I think would be excellent spots for paintings. I actually want a second painting. Let's make a second painting. I believe you can make this with any color wool, right? Right, there we go. 2 paintings. One painting is going to go over here. God damn it, it's already the end of this day. The days, they just pass way too fast. Yeah, this is going to be where one of them is going to go, and I know that you have to kind of surround it with blocks to make sure it's going to go exactly where you want. There. No, I want a 3x3 painting. Come on. Oh, where did they go? There we go. There we go. There we go. What is this? What is that? Is that a fire? What is that? It looks like a fire, like a candle that's like flipping you off. I do not understand this painting, but I'm keeping it. It's some kind of like a still life type of deal with like a plant. Is that a planet or a skull? Is that a skull behind it? I don't get it. I don't know, but that's good. Good art is art that makes you think. That doesn't make sense. That's good art. Well, and not. I mean, I have further thoughts on that. I'm not saying that's not all. That's not the. That's not like, oh, all right. That's all. That's all. The end. Good art just doesn't make sense. That's what it takes. No, that's not what I mean. I have more things to say. I'm running back. Why am I running? I'm running back because I need to sleep, and I'm not thinking straight. I'm just autopiloting here, trying to make it back before it's too dark. Oh, I can go ahead and harvest the crops. It's time to harvest crops. Let's do that, because I like to do that a lot. And the nighttime is a good time to do it, because that way I feel like the time is going slower. And I feel like time goes too fast generally, so I like to do this at night when I don't feel like I'm taking up precious daylight, so that I can go slower, because I don't like to go too fast. I always feel like I'm still going too fast. I just always want to slow down. Slow down, breathe, and enjoy the moment of harvesting the wheat. Alright, I gotta stop talking, enjoy the moment of harvesting the wheat. It's a rewarding, fulfilling moment. All right, you gotta pause for a second and just appreciate the sensation. Okay, there we go. Got more wheat, got more sugar cane. All right, there we go. Now I'm gonna go sleep, and then I only have 2 more days now to chop some more trees down while talking to you guys about art. That's the reason I actually had a topic in mind for today, because I figured I'm gonna be chopping trees, because it's tree chopping time. Because I'm gonna be running out of wood. I'm not. It's like I haven't ran out of wood yet. I'm over here. preliminarily chopping. What's the word? There's a better word there. I'm darn it, words are hard. I can't remember the words. Hello, pig. Please distract me further from trying to come up with trying to remember words. I give up. I don't remember the words. I guess now I have to go bring this zombie flesh back. This is a bit of a problem. I have this bad habit of just going back to the house for any little bit, any little drop I get. But at the same time, I don't want to carry zombie flesh in my pocket all day. So I feel like unfortunately that's just a unnecessary activity that I'm going to have to continue to do. Okay, an arrow isn't too bad. I feel like I can. Well, no, because I'm going to want to chop trees and use up that inventory. I'm going to stash it in here for now. Let's stash it in here for now. There we go. So yeah, the art. There was a second spot. I wanted to place another painting up on the second spot. Let's go do that. Let's go do that. That's not where my stairs are. My stairs are on this side. Oh, no, they're over here. This. My mind is just not too disorderly today. Too haphazard. This is a haphazard episode. Haphazard artfulness. This is an episode about about haphazard art. This is how you make good art. All right, villages. All right, that's a good one. I like to I'm going to try to just keep art pieces on their first roll to not get greedy, because you got to just appreciate what the world gives you. That's a good one. I like having. It will remind me that I'm not alone in this world. There are also NPCs and mindless villagers out there to give me comfort, to give me company, out there somewhere. I haven't met them yet. I haven't gone far enough out in this world to actually encounter any villagers yet, any villages. So anyways, I hope that those are some. That's probably a good enough thumb. I want a thumbnail where I'm actually looking at the painting. All right, I really got to actually get to the topic at hand, because I haven't even started freaking talking yet about the topic, and we're already like halfway through the episode, aren't we? Yeah, just about. Not much time left already. Okay, I wanted to talk about art and what constitutes good art. This is kind of going to be a follow-up to episode 20, in which I already talked about my thoughts, shared my thoughts with you about what I believe to be, what I believe is the dividing line, what I believe is the boundary between art and non-art. Now, there's kind of a rebuttal to this that I've encountered on the interwebs while watching. I watched a video of another YouTuber that I'm not going to name YouTubers. I'm not big enough to name YouTubers because I don't want any drama. Nobody wants to engage with a tiny channel, anyways. But I don't want to get into any drama yet. But yeah, not yet. I mean, it's not too dramatic. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I was a respectable channel, it would actually be not too bad to talk to actually. To give them a fair mention, right, of what am I responding to? It's probably good marketing for them actually to have people talk about their content in their content, right? So it's probably not too bad to do that. But I don't think I'm there yet. I'm a tiny channel that they're not going to want to engage with me about this, and I don't want people feeling pressured to do that, because that's just rude. So yeah, this video, I was watching a video about art. About it being selfish to make what you want to make, as opposed to catering to the audience. And it's kind of an old. It was a long time ago that I. What am I doing? That's not what I need. I was trying to make hose. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm autopiloting to do. I need hose. Oops. There we go. There we go. All right, that should be good enough hose. A couple is good enough for now. So yeah, I was watching this video about this guy making the point that, well, it's a bit selfish to be doing what you want in your art, as opposed to doing what other people want from you. Because then you're basically just indulging yourself, and not is that really good art? Does that make good art? Like you're just doing it for yourself then. If you're making producing material that you like personally, but that nobody else really likes, then, well, that's just selfish. That's not right. And I wanted to respond to that because I see that as a rebuttal to what I was trying to say. I mean, not directly. I don't think he had me in mind. I'm pretty sure. I hope not. I hope he's not concerned enough with tiny channels like this. And I don't want this guy wasting his precious time on watching other people's unedited content about art. That's just not a good use of your time, guys. I don't know what you're doing over here, but I see that as a bit of a rebuttal to my claim that art is supposed to be genuine, and that's kind of an aspect. It has to be genuine and refined. Those are the two primary characteristics, to me, of what constitutes good art. Now, this is completely subjective, all right? I'm not saying that this is what, like, I'm not trying to make the case. I'm not trying to argue the case that this is it, that I understand better than you about what makes good art. I recognize the subjectivity of this. This is just what feels to me like what I believe should be the criteria for what's good. Am I holding a shield? I'm not holding a shield. I should be holding a shield. Always be holding a shield when you're chopping trees, because you never know when you will hear a hiss from behind you and you have to turn around and hold up your shield in the span of a half a second. Well, it takes a quarter of a second to bring your shield up, but that you might not have that quarter of a second. If you don't react fast enough, you have to be ready to react. And just always be cautious. Be ready to turn around and raise your shield when you're chopping trees. Just, sorry, got on a tangent there. I just remembered suddenly that I need to be holding a shield. But well, back to the topic at hand. Sorry for how haphazard I am. That's the nature of what I do here. That's how my brain works. All right, for the time being, while I'm cognitively compromised. But yeah, I was trying to say that good art, that and this is subjective, that good art, it has to be authentic. It has to be what you consider to be good art. As an artist, you have to be able to stand behind your art. You have to be able to believe yourself that what you produced is actually good art. Genuinely believe this, not in the sense that, well, of course I think it's good because I made it. Like, yeah, some artists are not genuine artists, and that's their and I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that particularly. Like a lot of artists regard art as artifice. Art is artifice, they say. That's one of the a common saying that some artists believe in, that art does not need to be genuine. Actually, it's kind of like all art is kind of a con job. You're basically just trying to get people to buy your art. That's the objective. You're trying to appeal to an audience, and it's better for them that way. That's what people want. You should want to just appease the audience, regardless of what you want to do, regardless of what you think is good art. The objective should be to appease the audience, to appeal to an audience, to cater to an audience. And that's the selfless thing to do. That's the right thing to do as an artist, because you're trying to make product that other people like, that other people want. And I feel like that's a respectable take on that. That is a respectable perspective. And I don't agree with it completely, just on my impulse, just out of sheer my intuition. That perspective is in opposition with my intuitions about this, with my feelings about that. That doesn't strike me as accurate. To me, that's actually, I would make the opposite case. I would make the case that the opposite is the case, that actually it's selfish to cater to an audience instead of presenting what you believe to be good art. I think it's more selfish to just cater to an audience, because then it's a money grab. Then you're a no good dirty money grabber is what you are if you're doing that. If you're just catering to the audience, just giving people what they want, even though you don't actually think yourself that what you're producing is actually all that great. But you know that it's presentable, that it's marketable, and that's the trend, and you're appealing to the trend, and that's what works, and that's what makes you money. Well, I think that's not good art then. To me, I would say that's more selfish than trying to make authentic art that you actually genuinely believe to be good. I would say that it's selfish to indulge the trend, to give the audience what they want, but that's more profitable. That probably is a lot more effective than trying to come up with art that you yourself believe to be good, that probably nobody likes because because it's too unique. It's too personal. It's novel. People are very slow to catch on to novel things, especially if they're like contrarian. If it's different from the norm, well, it's going to be very slow to actually get anybody to agree with you that they also, for other people to decide that they also think that this is good, that it's worth their money, it's worth their attention. It might take a very long time to actually achieve any sort of recognition as an artist, as a genuine artist, because of that effect. Because people want to conform. People want to conform with what other people think. Most people don't really care about the quality of their art. They just want it to appear. They just want to. People get their art to show it off, so that they can brag about it. That, like, look at this beautiful art piece that other people think is good art. I don't actually understand it. I don't know if it's good art. It doesn't really appeal to me, but I know that other people are going to think it's cool because it gets lots of clicks, lots of likes. This is what the trend is. This is what this is what counts as popular currently, and that's why people get their art. That's why people spend money on art, because for most people, life is about maintaining false appearances. It's that, and that's all that matters, and that's all that really counts. So it doesn't matter if it's a fake appearance, as long as it works, as long as they're pragmatic about it. Like, it's useful to maintain a false appearance if it's appealing to people. If that's what all it takes to get people to like you, to think you're cool, to think you're attractive, to be attractive to the ladies. If that's all it takes, if false appearances is what works, and it does, and it absolutely does, and it's more lucrative, it's more successful. It's the road, it's your ticket, to, your ride to success, your ride to accomplishment, right? So I'm not saying that this is wrong. I mean, I can't do that. I can't bring myself to do that. It's so completely against my nature. I don't think I'm capable of doing that. But to me, for me that disqualifies the art. That kind of stance, that kind of ethic of not really caring about whether of trying to do what you believe is good, is actually good, of trying to express. See, to me, I believe that art has to be genuine. It has to be genuine self-expression. The objective should be to accurately present to the world what you consider to be good. That should be the objective for a genuine, authentic artist. Because as an artist, you have the authority. You're basically exercising your artistic authority to say, well, I believe my good, refined artistic senses are telling me that this what I'm making is good, counts as good art. Not this episode in which I'm chopping trees. This does not constitute good art. I'm not trying to say that this is good art. This is not art. I do not regard this as art because it's not refined. Because even though it may be very authentic, it's not refined. So that to me also disqualifies my specific approach to Minecraft videos. I don't believe that this is actually art. So please don't get the impression that I'm trying to masquerade this the content that I'm making here as art. It is not. This is most definitely not art. But I'm trying to talk about what does count as art. Like, I do think that the final product is art. Perhaps the buildings. If I was to make my 100-day world tour videos, if I was to actually edit those videos, refine those videos, and show you the buildings, the final products of the buildings that I made, that to me would constitute as actual art. So, but I'm a long way from that. I don't do actual art on this channel. If anything, I am trying to record the process of art, and it's mostly I don't edit because mostly just because it's very tedious and time consuming, and I'm not in like I'm not in the I don't have the mental I'm not sufficiently motivated. Let's put it that way, to be doing that. But I am sufficiently motivated to do low effort content, and I do feel like there is genuinely a value in that. it's less valuable perhaps than the edited content, but it is uniquely valuable in that it's more approachable, it's more relatable. So I think that some people actually out there would actually prefer this kind of content over edited content, myself included. I would love to see more people, more Minecrafters doing something like this, and I don't really see that. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked, as I typically do, because I'm trying to. I wanted to make a rebuttal to that, right? I still haven't really done that. To why I think I don't agree with that, and once again, this is completely intuitive, completely subjective. I'm not making rational arguments here. I'm expressing my feelings about this. So I think it's entirely respectable to be of the persuasion that good art, that it is selfish to not cater to an audience. It is selfish to express yourself, to prefer to. It's like selfish to people. People consider it that as an artist, if you're prioritizing authentic self-expression over appealing to an audience, that is selfish, right? I think that's a respectable perspective, and I don't agree with it on a subjective, intuitive level, right? That's all I'm trying to say. So bear with me here. What I would suggest that no, that does not make it selfish. The reason I'm like that, the reason I cringe at trying to pander to trends and trying to appeal to what's popular, because I cringe at that, because I can't stand the disingenuous aspect of it. I can't stand false appearances. I have this autistic resentment of false appearances. And I completely understand that, unfortunately, that's simply the world that we live in. We live in a world of false appearances. It's something that you have to just get used to and have to accept. And I can't for the life of me accept that. And I recognize that, well, perhaps that is my own, to my detriment, and perhaps a character flaw of some sort. People regard it as an autistic kind of a drawback. I mean, I would argue the case that actually I think that it's perfectly reasonable to be that way, to be immensely frustrated with false appearances, and to strive to be maximally authentic, maximally transparent. So as an artist, to me, like, it's slimy to pander to false, to cater to false appearances, because to me it's that completely misses the point of art. To me, the point of art is to express, is to genuinely, as accurately as you can, express to the world your artistic authority over what your intuition is on what counts as good quality. As an artist, the artistic sense is a sense for quality. Basically, there's a part of your brain that kind of acts as a quality optimizer, and basically just everywhere you look, you see room for improvement. Like, if I was to take the time to actually systematically analyze the way in which I chop trees, I'm sure that I would find ways to improve on what I'm doing here. I would find, if I was to systematically evaluate the way that my approach to chopping trees, the way that I'm doing this, I would find, as an artist, I would find ways to improve upon this process. Perhaps I would make the camera less shaky or something like that. Perhaps I would be more, I would try to plan it out more and figure out more specifically, like, how do I go from tree to tree, and the way that I would separate out the canopy to make sure everything decomposes. Perhaps I would refine the way that I'm doing this. And so everywhere you look, what I'm trying to say is that everywhere you look, even if it's something that's as basic an activity as chopping trees, as an artist, you will find room for improvement everywhere you look. Whatever job you're working at, whatever hobby you're doing, you will find instances in which you can see room for improvement, in which you can optimize for improvement. And that's the artistic authority that you have. That's your artistic sense that you, as an artist, allegedly are supposed to have you're supposed to have a refined sense for this, where you care about the quality of things generally. In general, you have a general sense for quality, and you care to optimize for that quality. And producing art is supposed to be, in my opinion, in my subjective opinion, art is supposed to be about optimizing. It's supposed to be an optimization. Whatever you're doing, doesn't matter what you're doing, but to do it artfully means to optimize, to make it as good as you can, genuinely to your personal, specific, unique standards, the highest standards of quality that you can come up with yourself. That's what I believe to be good art. And it might be that nobody else will like it, because nobody else is used to that, because it's novel, and nobody can tell that it's actually good. People don't like to are very slow to recognize things for being good if nobody else does. Like, they don't see other people around them saying that this is good, so they're very squeamish about being the first ones, being like, they're afraid of ridicule. Right? So people are very reluctant to recognize anything as good if there's not a broad audience already established for that kind of thing. So anything new, any kind of new trends in art, anything that's unique, it might take a long time for that to actually achieve any recognition. But I don't think that that's selfish. I think, on the contrary, that's genuine. It's authentic, and it's not selfish, because you're producing stuff for people that you believe to be good for them. You're basically making the case that what you guys think is good for you is actually scam. You're just falling for the scam artistry. The things the art that you're buying into, it's not really good. It's just they're false, fake trends. It's not really all that great. It's just the stuff that people think is good, but these people don't even sincerely think that it's all that great. They're just going along with what other people think. It's a case of a conformity of people of people. What's the word? Words are hard. It's a case of the audience conforming now. Damn it, I don't remember the word, but it's a case of the audience just caving into, no, that's still not the right word, of doing what other people are doing, essentially, of conforming with the group, of pandering, of trying to make the impression that they're normal and they're likable and they like the same kind of stuff. They're not weird. They're not into anything weird. They're into things that other people like. So that's typically what most people like art. And as an artist, as a genuine artist, I think it's your responsibility to make the case that actually if you're seeing it, if you see it happen, if you see bad trends or things that you personally know aren't really all that great, and you know that you can do a better job than that, then what you're doing as an artist is presenting your take, is presenting your fresh take, is exercising your artistic authority, your alleged improved, refined sense, artistic sense of what it actually constitutes as good art, and presenting that to the world, even if it's at the expense of ridicule, of people looking at it and at first saying that, no, that's actually you're full of it. You're not. This is you're a selfish artist. You're just doing what you like to do for yourself, is what they'll say. And I suppose that's not an unfair allegation, because it's a subjective matter, right? I'm just walking in circles now, trying to finish my thoughts. I need to end the episode, and then in the next episode, I got to get back to the building. I got myself 4 more stacks of logs. Why did I didn't mean to break down this bed. This bed needs to remain here. I was just on autopilot there. I gotta bring this episode to a close. And then next episode, I'm gonna go back to finishing the build too. Not finishing the build. It's still like a gazillion episodes away from actually getting completed. It's not. I mean, it's not gonna. It's not. It'll definitely happen. This build will see completion in due time. This will happen. Trust me. Please be patient with my terrible art, with the process, with how bad I'm capturing the process over here. All right, I gotta stop it. I gotta stop rambling and actually end the episode. See, all of this wood, this is not gonna be enough. I'm still gonna run out of wood. This is still not gonna be enough wood. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. But I gotta call it a day. I gotta end the episode here. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave these saplings in here for now, just to not get carried away, just to not go back to the house. I don't really need to. Oh, well, I'm gonna eat this fish. No, I'm not ready to eat yet. I'm going to eat this fish, and then I'm going to be ready to eat those apples. I guess I should have those apples on me then. Yeah, let's bring the apples along. I don't need all of this dirt. I can drop some of this dirt off here as well. All right, I don't need the birch wood. Well, all right, I don't need this stuff. I made too many things. That will probably come in handy. No, probably not. Not while I'm building. I'm going to need the axes for sure, but I'm not going to need the picks very much since I'm building out of planks. All right, I gotta end the episode. All right, well, I gotta call it a day here. I feel like I didn't really complete the conversation. I feel like I'm kind of leaving it not a very conclusive remark. I didn't really have very good conclusive remarks there to end it on. Perhaps there will be more episodes to come to address this topic. I still feel like I didn't really say everything I wanted in it, but that's kind of, I always end up. I always feel that way, because half an hour is just not very much time for me, well, especially since I'm doing this in such a haphazard way. Like if I actually, the right way to do this, the artistic way to do this, the refined way to do this would be to write about this stuff first. I should just be writing the script, then memorizing the script, and then doing a much better job improvising my recital of the. I mean, it wouldn't be as improvised, but still, I wouldn't just be reading from it. But it helps you tremendously to write ahead of time when you're trying to talk about intellectual things. And I don't do that. I have an index card, and I didn't even look at the index card because I didn't cover like 80% of the things on my index card that I wanted to talk about. All right, but that's it. That's all the time I got. More than all the time I got. I'm already halfway into the day of the next episode. I gotta call it a day. I gotta end the episode here and say my thanks. So that's it. I gotta wrap it up now. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you make of this. Let me know if you appreciated this conversation. Let me know what you think. If you agree with me or don't agree with me. You don't have to be, you don't have to make rational arguments. I'm not doing that. I'm just voicing my perspective. I'm just sharing perspectives here. I'm not giving you this isn't advice. I don't do advice on art, how to be an artist. This is my personal, perhaps somewhat autistic take on what counts as good art. All right, and that's all it is. So I hope that some of you guys enjoyed that and will appreciate the sentiment and perhaps even agree with the sentiment. Let me know what you think. If you have thoughts about this, let me know. Or if you have anything that you want to talk about that is completely unrelated, that's fine too. I encourage that. So any kind of comments, especially if they're critical, if you really don't agree with what I'm saying, if you think that I am just selfishly indulging myself here, please let me know that too. Let's talk about that. I would be very grateful for your comment, and I would respond to that. So yeah, that's how I roll. And on that note, I got to roll out of here and call it a day. So that's it. That's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Shadowlay, my fellows. Shadowlay.